Hello beautiful friends, welcome to my channel. Today is vitamin replenishing day, or supplements, whatever you want to call them. Call them what you want, I just take them all. Gonna be a bit of a long video today, because I'm gonna not only go put them all into the containers, but I'm also going to kind of tell you what they are and why I take them. Just a little insight about me. I have been studying herbal medicines since I was about 13 years old. When I was in junior high, I read, let me see, I was in 7th grade. I read The Clan of the Cave Bear for the first time, and I became obsessed with herbal medications. If you've never read that book, I recommend it. The movie is a little not anything like the book. It wasn't bad, but I enjoy the book better than the movie. Yeah, so I started studying herbal medicines at the age of 13, and at that point I pretty much decided that unless I needed to, I was not going to take not traditional, because traditional medicines are actually herbal medicines. I wasn't going to take pharmaceutical, there we go, that's the word I was looking for, pharmaceutical medications, because I don't find them conducive to promoting health. And you can disagree with me, that's cool. I find that most pharmaceutical medicines have a lot of side effects, which create the need to give you more medicines that have other side effects. A lot of them don't go together. They have contraindications to be taken together, and they can cause a lot of trouble. It's kind of funny because I have people tell me all the time, when they find out that I take nothing but herbal medications or herbal supplements, they're like, oh, those are so dangerous. I'm like, have you seen the side effects of some of the medicines that doctors recommend regularly to people? Yeah, don't talk to me about those. So yeah, I mean, like I said, do your thing. If you like pharmaceutical medicines, cool. Just please don't come at me about my taking supplements or they're being dangerous. I do a lot of research on them, and I've been taking a lot of these for many, many years. So I know what the possible side effects are. I don't take things that I don't need. Right now, I am on a journey of trying to conceive, so I've been taking a lot more stuff than I normally would, and most of it is for that reason. I was incredibly overweight for the beginning of my life, from probably about 7 years old until I was in my late 20s. I got up to 300 pounds, a little over. I was like 310 pounds. And then I lost 150 of it. So I've been hovering in the 150 to 160 range for quite a few years. I was a very unhealthy eater, so that really took a toll on my body. When you are overweight and you don't eat, well, clearly they go hand in hand. When you don't eat healthy, you tend to become overweight. That is the words just flew out of my head. But that is the general cause of being overweight, is not eating healthy. Another unpopular discovery that I have is the percentage of your overweight being genetic is pretty small, like very minuscule. A lot of people use that as an excuse, and yes, I'll call it an excuse. Really, if you clean up your diet, you're probably going to lose weight. Like 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose weight, a lot of weight very quickly. I lost over 120 pounds in about 7 months, and I didn't get any kind of surgery. I literally just stopped eating garbage, because that's what I used to eat, was garbage. I was addicted. I am a sugar addict. I have to be very careful about that, because I will go right back into eating sugar all over again. And I take great steps to not eat garbage. I don't cook it. I don't have it in my house. I eat very healthy. So yeah, I mean, unpopular opinions, but the truth. And one thing that I've learned about the truth is, yeah, it's not popular. I've been on an incredible journey of mental health improvement, and yeah, I lost a lot of friends because learning that we are fallible and that we make mistakes and that you can take complete responsibility for your life and not have to blame other people for it is not a popular opinion. I'm just gonna say. And being positive is not popular at all. Oh, you will lose friends faster than anything by being positive on a regular basis. So, if you don't like positivity, well, you know, I totally understand that. And I hope you have an amazing life. I'm not changing for anyone anymore. But anyway, back to what I was originally getting to, my vitamins and supplements. Like I said, right now I'm taking a lot of them for trying to conceive. I am 48. I just turned 48 in May. It is currently July of 2022. And I turned 48 in May of 2022. I don't like doctors. I never have. So I don't go to them very often unless I absolutely have to for certain things, like, tests and things like that. When I have 2 children. They are, my youngest is 26 and my oldest is 28. And I had them both in a birth center, which was not a popular option back in that time. I had them without any medication at all. No, not even aspirin. No IVs, no nothing. I don't like any of those kinds of things. I mean, if I absolutely had to do it, I would, but I didn't. I don't think that being pregnant is an illness. Giving birth is not a sickness. It is just something our bodies do, and our bodies know how to do it. I used the Bradley method, and I would do it again, 100%. The city I live in right now doesn't have a birth center, so I'm probably gonna have to do a hospital, because I live in an apartment, and I don't know how I feel about a home birth at an apartment. But I know I can make a birth plan and not have to do a lot of things like IVs and things like that. I don't even want the little, you know, how they try to talk you into putting it in. Oh, it just in case. I had that happen to me once. I had to go, was it a kidney stone or an ovarian cyst? One of them, I had both, but they were both incredibly painful. But they were like, just in case it's an emergency, we need to put this in. And I was in so much pain, I didn't argue with them, but I know it's not necessary. They can put in an IV. I worked in the healthcare industry. I was a nursing assistant, and they can have an IV in lickety split. So yeah, I'm not buying that garbage. So anyway, yeah, most of what I'm taking right now, I'll kind of separate it and tell you the things I take on a regular basis and the things that I'm only taking right now. So you can kind of, you know, get an idea of what I take on the regular and what I am only taking to improve my chances of a natural pregnancy. I pretty much, we wouldn't go IVF. I don't really believe in it. It's fine for people. It's way expensive, and I don't like the fact that it's kind of picking and choosing a baby, and I don't want there to be a frozen child out there somewhere. I know there is a group that does, they're called snow babies or snowflake babies, something like that, but they take the frozen embryos and they're adopted and brought to people who want a baby and can't have one on their own, and they have them implanted like you would with normal IVF. It's a little pricey, and but I understand, and I think it's a wonderful program. I just personally am not a fan, and I know at my age going to the doctor would pretty much be them saying, yeah, this is the only way that's going to happen, and I don't believe that. I don't believe a lot of things that doctors tell you. I also don't believe that I'm old, so I think old is, maybe I'll think I'm old when I'm like 95 or 100. That's a good age for me. I'll see how I feel when I get there. But yeah, I am not old. I don't think 40 is old. I don't think 50 is old. I don't think 60 is old. I don't think 70, 80, or 90 is old. You're only as old as you believe you are, and I don't believe that. So, yeah. Anyway, let me get on to this before this video turns into a million years. So I'll be right back showing you from the other side. All right, here is the supplements I take. I got this cord here because my phone is dying, but I normally don't have that there. This is the basket of supplements. I think I showed it to you in my bathroom cleaning video. Let us get to it. All right, let me start out with what I take on the regular. Kind of shuffle through these guys here and get out some stuff that I always take. And I'll kind of tell you why I take it. All right, this is DMAE, and it is dimethyl aminoethanol bitartrate. And if you notice, my hand is shaking a little bit. I have what is called essential tremors. They are hereditary, and it used to be a lot worse. I actually have a video, an old video of my hand shaking before I started taking this, and I'll try to insert it to show you what I've come from. This video is taken 2 days after I started taking the medication that I'm hoping will help the essential tremors. The video is shaking because of it being held in my hand, and my hand is shaking. This is a relaxed, or me trying to grip the phone, and this is how much it's shaking. This is me trying to hold a semi-heavy object. I'm holding the camera against my body so it's not shaking. That's just my hand shaking with the object in it. I've taken 3 doses of the medication. Well, it's not medication, it is vitamin. If I relax my hand, it doesn't shake. It's only when I try to hold it up using the muscles. That's the symptoms of essential tremor, which is different than Parkinson's. Parkinson's happens regardless of what you're doing, but essential tremor only happens when you're trying to utilize the muscles. If I hold my hand relaxed, it doesn't do it. It's only when I try to hold it up and hold it steady. So I will do this again in a week. Today is October 2nd, 2020. And I started taking it on September 30th, 2020. Alright, we'll see how it goes. Alright, it is November 20th, and I have been taking the supplement for 2 months, and this is now how much how much my hand is shaking. Here's me holding that same weight as before. It's almost completely stopped after 2 months. It's been slowly getting better. Here's me just holding the camera, as I did before. Very little shaking. Excuse me. Yep, interference. I'm stabilizing the camera with my leg so you can see my other hand. I'm trying to. There's me like shaking my hand purposely. It's hard to do, like, you can tell that I'm making it purposely shake. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Just 1 month of acetylcholine, I believe, and 2 months, 1 bottle. There's 60 capsules, and I've only been taking 1 a day. Alright, well, I will update next time I have to get a new one. See how it is then. Again, this is the amount of shaking from me trying to hold the camera. Not nearly as bad as it was last time. Here is a current video of me holding the camera. I'm just holding it. Hold my hand out a little bit. Pretty darn steady. Now I have been taking, this is the year 2022, so I've been taking, I'm moving around, sorry. I've been taking it for almost 2 years continually. I have not stopped. Here is me holding that same hook. Get a little shaking if I like push up or, you know, don't have my fingers flat. As you can see, it is like day and night to what I used to experience. There's relaxed. Almost nothing was relaxed. So yeah, I highly, if you do suffer from essential tremors, there's just my hand by itself. You can see my fingers just a little bit of shaking all by themselves. So if you notice the camera shaking sometimes when I'm holding it, that's why. But this stuff is a lifesaver, and if you have that, I recommend this highly, and I take it all the time. It takes about a month for it to really start working, but it's also good for concentration, mental concentration, and like brain fog and things like that. So this is a good one. Then I take 2 types of magnesium. I take this one, TriMag 300 by Da Vinci Labs, and I take a lot of Da Vinci Labs stuff. They are really good. Most of their stuff is very bioavailable. It is like, oh, what is the word that I'm looking for? Let me check one of their other bottles. Micronized. A lot of their stuff is micronized, so it's very bioavailable. This particular magnesium has magnesium taurate, glycinate, and malate, which they all do very different things for your body, and they're very good. The least beneficial magnesium that you can take is magnesium oxide, which is like what most magnesiums are, and yeah, it's just not a good thing for you to take. And then I also take this magnesium. I take the Da Vinci Labs in the morning. I take this one at night. This one is just magnesium glycinate, and it's really good for helping you go to sleep. It's good for relaxing. Where magnesium, which one is it? Malate actually helps you with energy. So I take these two on the regular. And I'm actually going to get my little jars out and start putting stuff out so that I can speed this up. If I'm going to have to touch the bottle, I don't want to have to do it more than once. So this is, I got these little guys at Dollar General, I think, but they also sell them at the Dollar Tree. There were 10 in a package, so I got 2 packages, and I love them because I did have the little, like, white, and I think I showed that in my other video, the little, like, pill box, you know, with the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the AM, PM, and I used, it just got to the point where it wouldn't close anymore, so I use these now. And they fit all of my vitamins very well. Pull this stuff down here. So let me put the DMAE in. I take one every morning, and that has been a good fit for me. And then I take 2 of these guys at night. I have restless leg syndrome, and I found that magnesium and potassium are the best. It's actually usually a lack of magnesium and potassium that causes restless leg syndrome for the most part. And oddly enough, most doctors never recommend this first. They always give you some kind of oddball medication that's going to have a side effect that you're going to have to take another medication for. But yeah, and then I take 2 of the other magnesiums in the morning. I could probably, I like the glycinate because it helps me start relaxing. I take my nighttime vitamins around 6 o'clock because I go to bed early. I wake up super early in the morning. Okay, here is another one of my regulars, St. John's wort. I take for mood. It helps me have a stable mood, and I've also read that they are doing a lot of research on this for HIV, for helping that. So I take one of these in the morning, and I used to have depression that I took antidepressants for, but I have since learned that because my depression was not actually caused by anything other than childhood trauma, basically complex PTSD, I didn't really need to take antidepressants, and they never helped, which is why they never really helped. Okay, and then I take regularly zinc. This is a new zinc that I am trying by this company. I used to just get the cheapo, like this one, but I've been learning that different things have different bioavailability, and this fermented zinc is supposed to be really, really, really good. So I've been trying that. It also has a support blend of different things. So far, it's really doing a good job. I had the Rona back in last October, and this has been helping me get my sense of smell back. Like, things have really been progressing very well. And zinc is one of the recommended things for, if you get that, to take it while you have it, and it helps speed up your healing, and it also is supposed to bring back your sense of smell very quickly. And this is my first bottle of this, and there's 30, and I have gotten through almost half the bottle. Yeah, like I've taken probably 17. So I've gotten my sense of smell back almost completely in less than a month by taking those. And when I was taking the other zinc, it was not doing as much. Okay, another one that I take on the regular is Camu Camu, which is a natural form of vitamin C. I take 2 of these in the morning, and then I also take acerola cherry as a natural vitamin C. Come on, focus. There we go. And I take 2 of these ones at night. So I used to take the synthetic ascorbic acid vitamin C, but I realized, I learned that that is not the best for you. So I started taking natural vitamin C. I took 3,000 milligrams of ascorbic acid vitamin C. I don't really know how much this one says that 1 capsule has 135 milligrams. But natural vitamin C is better absorbed than the synthetic vitamin C. So I haven't figured out how this is in comparison to the synthetic, like what the ratio would be, or like basically how many milligrams that I'm taking. Vitamin C is one of the safest vitamins that you can superdose, and I do superdose it. I've superdosed it for years, and it won't hurt you. Like, your body just flushes it out. But there's a lot, look up superdosing vitamin C, because there's a lot of really good research, and yeah, I've always done it, and I rarely ever get sick. Like, even when I got the Rona, it was like, from what I've heard from different people, I didn't feel like very bad at all. And I talked about this in a different video. I just felt kind of off, and had a headache, and was very tired. And I didn't even really cough. But anyway, okay, this, I just started taking, I love Dr. Berg, and I've been taking vitamin D for a long time, but it was always the, like, the off-brand kind of vitamin D, and I learned that the K2 is a lot better for you. It's more, makes it more available and has better absorption. This also has B6, magnesium, zinc, medium chain triglycerides, and ox bile. So, so far I'm really loving it. And I take vitamin D on the regular. It's also a good thing to take when you're trying to conceive, because it is a hormone. Oddly enough, I didn't know that. You can also get vitamin D from the sun. I am not a big sun person. I don't go like tanning or anything like that. I always wear long sleeves, always. I always have a hat on when I go outside. I have been taking a couple of these just so I can get rid of them, really. But yeah, superdose. The recommended amount from, if you go to a doctor, is like 5,000 IUs, or usually 1,000. Actually, I think the recommended daily allowance for vitamin D is closer to like 400. I just watched a Dr. Berg video about it, and he said that's a really, like, ridiculously low amount of vitamin D for people. Yay, finally I'm out of these. This is 5,000 IU. He recommends at least 10,000 IU a day. So the one that I got from him is 5,000. And then I'll take I'll take out some of these. So I will take a total of 30,000 IU, and I think he recommends, like I said, I just watched his video. I should have been paying more attention. I watch things and then, you know, I go through and forget. But I think 40 is what he recommends, like, on the regular. So yeah. Anyway, this is my vitamin B complex. This is a stress B complex, and this is actually methylated B. I have the MTFTHR gene mutation, so I don't absorb B vitamins easily, and the only B vitamins that I can absorb easily are the methylated vitamins B's. This brand is one of the, I think there's two. This one is one of the best. My doctor actually, I had an awesome doctor in Portland, and she recommended this brand to me, and I've been taking it ever since. I used to have a huge vitamin B deficiency when I was a child, and I got this thing called, I can't remember what the name of it is. I'll put it on the screen. But it turns your skin like really dark brown, blackish in like the folds. So I had it like here where my elbow would crease. And then on my neck, in my armpits, behind my knees, on my chest, anywhere like skin folded or, you know, was in a crease, I got it. And I used to get made fun of a lot when I was a kid. I was told that I didn't bathe, but it was like I had literally been scrubbed with bleach to get rid of it, and it didn't go away because it wasn't dirt. It was actually an issue with, it's the sign of pre-diabetes. So if you have that, the only thing that's going to get rid of it is cleaning up your diet and taking B vitamins, because it is a B vitamin deficiency that causes it. My other regular is potassium, and I'm almost out of them. I need to get some. I take 3 in the morning and 3 at night. Recommended daily allowance for potassium is 4,700 milligrams. The only potassium level that you can take is 99. Here, I'll show you the side. 99 milligrams, and you can see here that is 2% of your recommended daily allowance. So yeah, you'd have to take a lot of these bad boys to get to the actual amount that you need on a regular. So I take about 600 milligrams a day in this, and then hope that I get enough in my regular, my food and things like that. Okay, another that I take regularly for my own regular is ginseng. This is also another mood booster, and it helps your immune system and your energy. For me, it helps improve my mood, so I take it with my St. John's wort in the morning, and that has been doing me very good, the combination of the two. Let me see, what else do I got in here? I think a lot of the others are, I take garlic oil. This is good for a lot of different things, heart health. I personally take it to help with circulation, because I have had circulation issues since I was a child. I also get um, Raynaud's. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Raynaud's syndrome. It makes my hands turn like white when I'm cold, and I can't feel anything in my fingers. It was a little scary when it first happened because I didn't know what was going on, yeah, that was pretty frightening when I was a kid. It's happened ever since I was a child. You can get it as an autoimmune disorder in later life, but I've had it since I was a kid, so I know that it was the genetic kind. And then I take this. It is oregano oil. It is good for immune system. It's a natural antibiotic. I take it because I had, since I used to like sugar a lot, I got candida a lot. So I take it because when you have candida, and if you've ever taken antibiotics, which I had as a child and as a younger adult, it can wreak havoc on your immune system. So oregano oil helps with candida. If you've ever taken, basically the rule of thumb is if you've ever taken antibiotics, ever, in your life, you have destroyed the microbiome in your body and you have candida, most likely. So the best way to get rid of it is to take oregano oil. It helps flush it out. You could also take thyme oil. There's a bunch of things, you can look it up. It's easy to find research on it. But yeah, so that's me treating that. I also regularly take ginger root, and this helps me with blood circulation. It's also good for your immune system. There's just a whole lot of things. Helps with digestion. There's a lot of things that you can take it for. I take it for that specific reason, and I take one in the morning and one in the evening. I've always found that doing research on this stuff is just absolutely amazing. And the more you learn about it, the more you see that with regular drugs, you're masking a symptom. With herbal supplements, you're fixing a root problem. Like the magnesium and potassium fixed my, restless legs. I don't want to take a medication and they usually prescribe pain. I knew somebody who was getting prescribed morphine for restless leg syndrome, and that is absolutely insane to me. You can fix it with that's where every doctor should start, is checking your magnesium and potassium levels don't really do much because they always look normal, but taking it, because most adults are deficient in magnesium and potassium, that's where you should always start. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. L-arginine, it is an amino acid. It helps with heart and circulatory health, and that's why I take it. It also is supposed to help with implantation if you're pregnant, or trying to get pregnant. And implantation is the last stage of the cycle, basically. Once the egg and sperm combine, then the egg moves through the fallopian tube, and the blastocyst, I believe, is at that. What stage is that? It implants into the uterus, and L-arginine helps build the uterine lining so you can have a healthy level, which healthy uterine lining for pregnancy should be between 6 and 10 millimeters thick. So there's that. Anyway, I take one of these in the morning and one at night, and they're giant. Look at that. They're huge. but that's okay. I'm used to taking gigantic pills. L-arginine was also a controversial Rona remedy. I took that when I had it, and I recovered pretty quickly, had no lung problems. So there's that. All right, I'm kind of getting into the things that I take regularly and that are helping with, that are recommended for trying to conceive. Licorice root is an amazing herb. This one helps you with your liver, helps detox the liver. It helps with also circulation and that sort of thing. But here's an amazing thing about licorice root that most people don't know about. You can use it to heal an ulcer. Anything that you would take Pepcid, is that what it's called? Pepcid, the stomach thing, the acid thingamabobber. This will actually heal it, where Pepcid just masks the symptoms and hurts your stomach acid levels. This has been proven to actually heal stomach ulcers and stomach problems. They did a lot of research on it in Europe, and it's amazing, the research on it. If you look it up, you can find it. But again, Pepcid is, this is like not very expensive. Pepcid is amazingly expensive, and you basically have to take it for the rest of your life, where licorice root is pretty inexpensive, and it is not required for very long. So there's that. I take astragalus root. This is good for the immune system. I take this regularly. Really, just having a good immune system is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. So I take a lot of things that promote good immune system function. This is another thing that I take for, well, it's good for regulating your blood sugar. I was, what is it? I had, well, pre-diabetes. I was pre-diabetic and insulin resistant. So this is really good for helping with insulin resistance. This is a new one that I've been taking. It's NAC, which is N-acetyl L-cysteine, ethyl ester, and this one is mixed with it's sulfur. It doesn't smell very good, but it's supposed to be incredibly bioavailable. But yeah, it is, on the bottle it says it promotes heart health, healthy detox, cellular health, antioxidant support, respiratory support, and glutathione synthesis, which is your insulin resistance issues. I take this one in the morning. Like I said, it smells like, well, they had added peppermint, but you can still smell the sulfur. The sulfur doesn't really bother me, but it does smell kind of funky. But this is also highly recommended if you have been diagnosed with low AMH and that would be low egg supply. It's also just good practice for building up your egg, health in general, because, any age you want to have healthy eggs, and this one ties into that as well. This is CoQ10, and I take one of these every night. CoQ10 also helps with cellular regeneration and repair, so that is a good one for taking just on the regular. It's good for your heart and circulatory system, but if you are trying to conceive, it is good for egg health. So I take that one, and then I take both of these for the same reason. This is Mega Red Krill Oil, omega-3s, and then this one is a prenatal DHA fish oil and vitamin D. So I take, I've been taking the prenatal ones to, because I really want the most omega-3s. I also eat tons of chia seeds every day, which are high in CoQ10 as well. Anyway, I take one of these. That bounced. In the morning and one in the evening. So it recommends 2 a day. They don't like give you fish burps, so I really appreciate that, because there's nothing worse than fish burps. Yeah, not a good thing. And then the red, it smells like vanilla. It smells good. I don't know why, but it also doesn't give you fish burps, and these ones are very, very red and shiny. Really pretty. I take one of these at night. Let me just say that I've said it before, I feel better right now at 48 than I did at 20, because I was so sick, literally, like, not like, you know, sick, but I was sick. I was unhealthy. I was so unhealthy at the age of 20. Actually, I was unhealthy at the age of 7. But as a child, I was so unhealthy that I was a hot mess. I had adrenal fatigue. I had insulin resistance. I had so many things going on, and I am just now regulating my hormones, and I feel amazing. It's crazy. I've been taking ashwagandha. That is good for reducing stress, and it's also an adaptogen and helps you basically regulate your hormones. So ashwagandha is amazing, and I take one in the morning and one at night. I don't have a lot of stress to begin with. I've done a lot of mental work on myself, and if you're ever interested in that, I have another channel, and I'll link it in the description, where I do talk more about that. I'll periodically talk about it on this channel if you want to hear more about it. I try to keep that regulated to that channel, unless it has to do with like relationships. I try to keep that on my other channel. Let's see, what else is kelp. I take on the regular. This helps you with your thyroid, and it helps your iodine intake. There's also a lot of research on Japanese women, because they eat so much kelp and seaweed. They have one of the lowest instances of breast cancer in the world, because they consume so much iodine. Kelp is one of the best sources of iodine. Iodized salt is one of the worst sources of iodine, because it is synthetic, and table salt, like your regular old Morton salt, is sodium chloride, which is not a good source of salt. If you're gonna eat salt regularly, this is pink Himalayan salt and Redmond salt, and I eat this like it's going out of style, and I have incredibly good blood pressure. The other salt will give you high blood pressure. It will give you all of the problems that people say that you know, salt causes. Yes, those will give you those issues. But the good salt will not, and sea kelp is the best source of iodine. And iodine helps your thyroid, which can get out of whack when you have adrenal fatigue, which I had almost all of my life from childhood trauma and complex PTSD. And when you go and start fixing everything, you find out that, yeah, there's a lot of things that are broken. So that is one of them. This is alfalfa, and alfalfa is good for trying to conceive. It's also good for your boosting your immune system. Has a lot of good things in it. Also, if you have a baby, it's good for increasing your milk supply. So alfalfa is a very good source of nutrition, and I take one in the morning and at night. It is nutritionally abundant like nettle, which I also take, and I will be showing you that one next. Right, this is nettle leaf. It supports the urinary system, is also an incredible source of vitamins and minerals, and it is really good for a plethora of things. But it's supposed to help with trying to conceive, supporting the uterus, getting, you know, levels on track. So I take one of these in the morning and one in the evening. You can hear Frodo eating. Red raspberry leaves are another trying to conceive herb. It is great for toning the uterus, helping build a good uterine lining. Just in general, a good source of benefits to moms to be. And I take one in the morning and one in the evening. It also is good. It's in a lot of pregnancy teas and things like that. This is something I just started taking this month. It's called Her Hormone Balance. It is black cohosh, red clover, dong quai, sage, and licorice. It also has blessed thistle, sage, chasteberry, which is also considered to be vitex, wild yam root, and resveratrol. So far, so good. It seems to be doing well. It is a 2-serving capsule, so I take one in the morning and one in the evening. As you can see, my little vitamin pill cases are getting quite full. And like I said, I don't take all of these on the regular. Most of this has been added in to try to get my body into shape for pregnancy. Then I take evening primrose oil, which is another trying to conceive, and it's also recommended for menopause. It is see, promotes healthy functioning of the skin and nervous system, and it also helps regulate the menstrual cycle and helps tone the uterus. So I take one in the morning and one in the evening. This particular one that I'm going to show you next, Myo and Chiro ionisitol. This I just started taking this month, and this is recommended for women who have PCOS. It is a B vitamin, and I decided to try it because it's basically for women who are insulin resistant. That is the leading cause of PCOS. I have had cystic ovaries. I've always had a regular period, but I just started charting a couple of months ago, and I don't know how regularly I ovulate yet. So I take 2 of these in the morning and 2 in the evening. So far, so good. I mean, I feel good for the first time since I started charting and really paying attention. I have, when I ovulated this month, I had, because I used the little testy strips, I had high LH. Usually I don't get above 50% on the LH, and this time I was 89%. And also I usually have what's called Mittelschmerz, which is a fun word to say, but it's basically called middle pain, and it's like pain around ovulation. And I used to get Mittelschmerz like a few days before I ovulated, so it was always very confusing. I missed a lot of opportunities until I started charting, because I thought that I was ovulating when I had that pain, but it was actually happening like 3 to 4 days before I was ovulating. So if you know anything about trying to get pregnant, you have to have intercourse. Well, let me finish that story. You have to have intercourse within 24 hours of the egg releasing. So when you ovulate, you want to have sex within 24 hours of ovulation, or you miss the mark, because the egg only lives for 24 hours. The sperm can technically live for 5 days depending on the vaginal environment, but the egg only lives for 24 hours. So if you're trying and you're trying on the wrong day, and then, because after 24 hours there's no point in trying, so a lot of the time that I was trying, we were stopping too soon. Not that we don't do anything after ovulation, but it's like, you are doing things at a very specific time during the ovulation and your fertile window, and then if your fertile window is over, you're like, whatever, we can do this at any time, or whatever, so you don't tend to do it at the right time anyway. Yeah, so finding that out was amazing. Charting is awesome. I'll probably do a little video about that, although I'm still pretty new at it. But this is I've been taking this one for a couple of months now. It's Feminescence. If you ever watch Dr. Mark Sklar, he recommends this. It is Maca Harmony, Hormone Balance, Menstrual and Reproductive Health. I started out just taking one of these, and now I take 2 because they were a little bit strong when I started taking them. And now I can take 2 and I'm okay with that. But these are supposed to help regulate your ovulation and menstruation and everything like that. But anyway, back to my ovulation being off. I take one of these in the morning, and then I take another one in the middle of the day, so I leave them in here, and I take them with a couple of other things that I take regularly. But anyway, finding out from charting, I take my temperature before I get out. All right, my camera died on me. I was talking about charting and ovulating, and I don't remember what I was saying. I know I was talking about this, Maca Harmony, and I've already got it put in. Take one in the morning, one at night. What I had been saying was that, and please forgive me if I've mentioned the same thing over again, because I've forgotten now where I didn't realize that my phone died, and I had been talking the entire time. But charting helped me see where I was actually ovulating. I've always had a regular period, but I didn't know if I was ovulating or not. And it turned out that I was ovulating later than I thought I was, because I was feeling the pain of Mittelschmerz and believing that that was me ovulating, and that wasn't actually the case. So now that I can actually time it right, and I know that, well, I knew that, you know, if I was feeling that particular pain, that it may be a few days later. But now I know exactly when I'm ovulating, because I take my temperature and I use the little test strips. But this month was the first time since I started charting, which has only been like 3 months, 4 months, something like that, that I ovulated at the same time that I felt the pain. And I got the high LH on the chart, so that was pretty exciting. So it makes me feel like the things that I've been taking are helping. Mostly this one was the new one that I started taking, and that was supposed to help with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I don't know if I have, because a lot of women who say that they have it, they have very irregular periods, if they get one at all, in like months or whatever. So, you know, I just don't know if that's what I had or not, but it seems to be working for me, all of this stuff. And I was also saying, and again, I don't know if I already said this, so please forgive me if I have, that taking all of these things to help my fertility, they're also just helping me balance my body. Like, they're balancing my hormones for the first time in my life. You know, I took synthetic birth control for a while when I was younger. Then I had an IUD and I didn't really take that, and then I took it again. You know, it was off and on, but from what I understand, just taking it for a little while, like even a year, can completely mess up your body, especially if you've already got things like, I have so many like poof moments of my brain. But if you have insulin resistance and then adrenal fatigue, that messes up your hormones, because it basically turns them off and on and uses them all up, and it uses up DHEA, which is a hormone precursor, which leads me into what I have been also taking lately. I started taking this at the recommendation of my doctor, the one who told me to take the Thorn B vitamins. But anyway, what I was getting at is my belief, since I'm not into IVR, and we just decided to try, you know, and if something happens, yay. If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to be, kind of thing. Taking all of these vitamins has helped improve my body so much that I figure, the amount of money that I've spent on these vitamins is not very much. But I could have spent $20,000 on one, at the lowest, $20,000 on one IVR cycle, and it could have failed. And I would have nothing to show for it except for an imbalanced hormones, because they put you on a lot of synthetic hormones to jumpstart that process. So this is actually balancing my hormones and making me feel better, where the IVR, I'm used to work, that's what we use. IVF would have just messed up my hormones even more, and I possibly would not have had anything to show for it, and I would have spent a lot of money and had nothing to show for it. This way, I'm helping my body, I'm feeling better, and I might get a baby out of it. So I don't really see it as any way of losing. But back to this. This is DHEA. I started out, and this is again is Da Vinci Labs. I love them. This is micronized DHEA, which is very highly absorbable by the body. Some of the cheap DHEA that you pick up, it is cheap and you don't absorb very much of it. So you have to take a lot to get a little bit. So this is actually 25 milligrams. I read in a blog, now I started out with 5, and women should only take like 5 to 10. But I read in a blog, an actual medical journal, that I read because of the blog, that doctors are recommending 75 milligrams of DHEA for women over 40 who are trying to conceive, who have a history of adrenal fatigue and insulin resistance, to help boost egg quality and egg production. So I started out taking 25, went up to 50, and then I'm now up to 60. And I do what you're gonna do. I mean, I can't stop you from doing anything. But, just know I'm not following the advice of a doctor. If you want to follow the advice of a doctor, do that. I've done my own research, and this is what I've been trying. And so far, I went from basically, I was at the point, I never got to like what I would consider menopause. I maybe was pre-menopause. I went from, because I've never had a like really heavy period ever, not even when I was really young. But it's always been regular, and I've never missed one so far. Even, at my age of 48, I've never missed a period, except for when I was pregnant. I was taking a birth control when I was in my 30s, that you basically took it straight for 3 months, and then you took the the little pretend pills that they give you so that you get your period. So I was only getting my period every 3 months, and I was taking that for whatever reason. I don't remember. I just didn't want to get it. But anyway, so I have never missed my period. However, I noticed like last year when I turned 47 that it was getting lighter than normal, like what I considered normal. My period has always only been about 3 to 4 days ever, but I would have like spotting before, then like a medium day, a heavy day, a medium day, and a light day. So then when I was 47, I noticed that it was like 3 days, and it would be like a spotting day, a heavy day, and then a light day, and then maybe spotting a little bit afterwards. So it was getting a little bit lighter, which, you know, I guess is normal, but I need it to be. They say, and I got this from Dr. Sklar and a couple of other um, like natural healthcare folks that I watch and trust, that ideally to get your correct amount of uterine lining, you know, to have the what your period should look like if you have the proper uterine lining. Is what I'm trying to say. Is you should have like a medium or light. It doesn't matter what you start out with, but you want to have like a medium day, a heavy day, a medium day, and a light day. So that since I've been taking the 75 milligrams of DHEA, that's kind of what I'm getting now. Like my period is heavier. It seems like more like when I was, you know, younger. So that is helping that. And then I've also been taking these two things right here. This is Vitex. Vitex helps with progesterone. And this is black cohosh. And black cohosh helps with estrogen. I've been taking black cohosh for the first 12 days of my cycle. So from day 1 of my period is your first day of your cycle through day 12. And then I stopped taking this and I switched to Vitex. I actually just learned today that I should be taking the Vitex throughout the entire time. So even while I'm taking, even the first 12 days. And then progesterone, which I'm going to start soon, and I'll talk about that in another video, should be taken from day 14 until whatever day period starts. This is research that I personally have done. Again, that recommends that you do that. So I am at, right now, I'm at like day, let me see, I just ovulated like 2 days ago. That was like day 15, so like 17 or 18 is what I'm on right now. And then I will take this again until whatever, you know, I start the cycle over again or whatever. I need to order some more, it appears. So yeah, that is Vitex Berry. And then I have just bought this Donkai. I don't know how to say that properly. It is basically angelica root, and it is really good for helping your circulatory system and help increase uterine lining. I put a squirt of that in my water, and I will show you that routine here in just a moment as soon as I put all of these lids on. So I take a dropper of that in the morning and a dropper of that in the evening. And I do have to say that its taste is unfortunate. It doesn't taste good at all. I do take a multitude of, well, I take, you'll see in a moment, I will, as soon as I get my glass, I take a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and a teaspoon of lemon juice in the morning and in the evening in my water that I use to take my vitamins. So, I mean, those already, well, the apple cider vinegar is already kind of like, not my favorite taste in the world. But I was used to it, but this is just, ugh, I don't know. It's just weird tasting. All right, so I've got my glass of water here, and let me show you how it's done. Got my Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Oh, I've also been taking a few other things regularly. This is NMN Pro Complete. It's niacinamide. And this one also has resveratrol and a couple of other things. Tastes terrible, but it's really good. And I also have this one. These were both, I watched a lot of videos about these. And these were the two that are recommended as the best. And I can attest that they are very good. Those, now most people take them as a like rejuvenator kind of thing, like fountain of youth type thing. They are cellular regenerative type. It's just basically a strong version of niacin. So it's not like anything crazy, you know, that's going to hurt you or anything like that. I don't take those kinds of fad things. But Dr. Mark Sklar, on his show, Infertility TV, I think it is, he was talking about a study that was done by women who were in menopause. And they did the study first on mice, and these were mice who were older. So I take a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and a teaspoon of lemon juice. And I mix it in my water. And it's all right. It's not that terrible, but when you add this in there, it is not good. Not good. Anyway, back to this study. They took mice who were old and not having babies anymore. I think they're called pups. But anyway, they took mice who were past their child rearing age, baby rearing age, and they gave them a microdose of this stuff that I'm taking, NMN. Try saying that 5 times fast. And put male mice in with them, younger male mice, and all of them got pregnant and had healthy baby mice, pups, I think they're called. And so then there were some doctors who started, and you can find their videos on YouTube. There were some doctors who started, that, you know, had wives who were in menopause. And so they started taking this, or, you know, having them take it. And basically, if you're in menopause, you only need half the dose. I only take half the dose that it recommends. It recommends like a full gram, and I take half a gram of the NMN, and it works amazing. I've noticed that my hair was turning gray, and it is reversing. You can probably see it in my videos, because I have videos recorded before I started taking it, and now, and I haven't dyed my hair in a long time, and my hair is going back to like the normal color, like brown, which is cool. But yeah, that was very fascinating to me, so I figured, can't hurt me. I'm just gonna try taking it. So then I also take, this was the recommendation of, what's her name? Fleur? on, I don't know, I'll link her channel down below. But she is a naturalist, a naturopath, and she does a lot of fertility videos. But she recommended this. It is Calcflor 6X for this. She recommended for implantation help. So I take 4 of these 3 times a day, and these are homeopathic, so they're like really tiny and they melt in your mouth, so you don't need to take like use water with them. And I've used homeopathic medicine before, actually for my kids. When they were babies, I gave them teething tablets, which are amazing, and they saved my life. But this one, oh my gosh, it is so amazing. You see down there where it says it helps with chapped skin? I'm going to show you videos. My heels were so cracked. Like, I could stick my fingernail in the cracks. And now they're almost completely healed up. I will have to insert clips. Okay, I started taking this in May 21st of 2022. These pictures are from June 15th, 2022. So it wasn't quite a month. And these were like really bad cracks. Like, this is a vast improvement. And I was incredibly shocked. Like, nothing I used was working. And then these next 2 photos are from today, which is September 1st of 2022. And wow, it's like amazing. They're almost completely gone. I am just shocked at the results that I got from this. I was never expecting it to be that good, and I honestly wasn't even taking them for that purpose. So if you have cracked heels and nothing is helping, because I've tried everything, definitely get this. I have pictures. I wish I had taken pictures before I started, but I didn't. I took it after I noticed that they were healing, because I didn't even think about it. I was taking them for something completely different. But yeah, they're like almost healed. And so I took a picture like they were kind of healed, and now they're almost all the way healed, so I'll have to show the difference. And then I was taking this at her recommendation. This is Arnica Montana, 30 times. And this is good to help heal any fibroids that you might have, like uterine fibroids, or tubal issues, like if you have any blocked tubes. She recommended this, and again, I take 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, and 4 at night. Losing my cat. And again, these are homeopathic, so they are the same, like, little, I think they use lactose. So that is that. So this video is probably like a million years long, and hopefully you got some good information. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments below. Yeah, that's what I do on the regular. I'm about to take this concoction. The Donkai is, but you know, whatever. It's less painful than IVR, I would assume, because I've seen the process of them gathering eggs, and that looks really scary. I don't like big needles, so yeah. Again, like I said, I'm not interested in arguing semantics about conventional drugs versus natural drugs or natural healing. If you want to argue about it, I'm sure there's a forum somewhere in the world that will hit, be more than obliged to do that. I'm not interested. If you are interested in conventional, you know, pharmaceuticals, cool. Do your thing. You know, I just hope that you do your research on things and don't just take them, you know, because somebody told you to or a doctor told you to. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I personally am not interested in them. If I have to take them, I do. I generally don't. But if I have to, I will take them. Yeah, I'm just not into it. But that is my regimen for the morning and the evening. And you'll find out about my journey with trying to conceive. I'll keep everybody posted on what's going on. As of now, it has been, I think, 13 months since we made the decision to start giving it a try. It has been about 10 months that I've been upping my nutrition and taking supplements that specifically help for that. So, you know, I'm not on a timeline. I don't feel like, I feel like a lot of people are told things that aren't entirely true, and I've been watching a lot of research that backs up my conclusion. You know, like they believe that we're born with all the eggs that we'll ever have, and I've been watching research that kind of disproves that. So really, you limit your own beliefs. I do a lot of like quantum healing and things like that, which I know a lot of people don't even know what it is, let alone believe in it. That's, you know, cool. I don't care. I do my thing and it's working for me. Do what works for you. I support people 100%. You know, I'm not in this world to argue with anybody or try to change anybody's mind. I live my life the way I like to, and, you know, I've had amazing things happen in my life because of the way that I've changed. So, you know, do your thing. Be you. Be happy. Be beautiful. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Peace out. I'll see you later. On a side note, before I completely end this, I came back and remembered something that I was going to say. Getting into what I said earlier about not, you know, coming at me for my beliefs, and I let people believe what they want. I live by this, and this is a quote that I have kind of everywhere. It's on my phone, and I love it, and this is how I live my life. The quote is, "Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Mind your own business, and let other people do what they need to do to make themselves happy." It's an amazing way to live, and when you start living that way, wow, everything just kind of changes, and you don't get so stressed out because you're just letting people live their life and do their thing. So yeah, that I just wanted to mention that it was kind of relevant to the whole thing that I was talking about. Anyway, peace.